Hi, welcome to Skinergy. I'm Ed Rand, Business Development Coordinator for the Department of Dermatology at University Hospitals. I'm joined today by Dr. Ben Farthing, one of our third-year residents, and Kris Myers, our Academic Residency Program Coordinator. And we're going to discuss the first ever fully digital session of the Cleveland Dermatologic Society that was held in September of this year. So thank you both for joining me.
Of course.
So can you just start by giving us some background on the decision to hold this digitally, sort of what went into coordination, who all participated, just kind of what was it like to put this together?
Sure. So, I think with the COVID situation that we're all dealing with, we thought it would be wisest to not ask patients to come and expose themselves to, dozens upon dozens of providers, as well as exposing those providers to potentially coronavirus infected individuals. So instead of that, we came up with a solution to go to a digital format instead. And our goal was to try to replicate the in-person experience as much as possible by creating, individualized patient rooms where within that room, the patient would become present so they could answer questions that any of the providers that came had, as well as kind of just talk about their skin symptoms in general. And then the resident was also present in the patient rooms, the viewing rooms, and they would have a slideshow on loop with the pertinent pictures of the case that they're presenting. And then they were also available to answer other questions that anyone might have that came in and viewed the patient room. And then we had, 16 of those rooms. 10 were live patient viewings and 6 were poster presentations. And normally we have more than that at our CDS, but there is this thing called Zoom fatigue. And so we wanted to take that into account as well and not overtax people by keeping them on Zoom meetings, for a very extended period of time. And basically they wouldn't get a whole lot out of it then. So we tried to really condense our material and focus it to make it high quality, but also as interactive as possible.
Good. And so who all helped put this together? I'm assuming this was a pretty large project to coordinate.
Yes, there were lots of people involved, myself included, as well as, of course, Kris Myers, who helped organize a lot of little things around the edges and a lot of big things as well. And our 2 great faculty coordinators, Dr. Danny Barlev and Mara Beveridge. And then we also had a great guest speaker, Dr. Aisha Sethi. And then we also had 3 extra resident coordinators that helped me kind of organize both patient cases as well as some that helped with the technical side of things. Dr. Sheena Hill, Sakina Fatima, and Joseph Camel. And then lastly, we also had all of our faculty in general helping provide us with cases for CDS that we could, call patients and ask them if they were willing to participate. So it was a big group effort and everybody, helped out and pitched in.
Good. And you mentioned Zoom fatigue. What other sort of obstacles did you maybe face in trying to present this entirely digitally, or were there any?
I mean, the initial biggest hurdle was trying to come up with a system that would best replicate an in-person experience. But honestly, it didn't feel like that big of a hurdle for us because we essentially kind of replicated a lot of what we had already done for grand rounds at university hospitals. And so it wasn't too strenuous of a process to kind of come up with a good system that would give everyone a great experience for CDS.
And how about benefits? Could you list any benefits to hosting CDS this way?
Yeah, so I think some of the biggest benefits really came to our organization in that we didn't have to coordinate which rooms to reserve and food to get catered for patients and things like that. And then also kind of hand in hand with that, the patients didn't have to figure out where to park and how to get to the appropriate rooms and all the extra hassle that kind of comes with them having to show up on site rather than just staying at home and sitting in front of their phone or their computer or whatever device they chose to use. That kind of added to the ease of the patients. And I think in a few cases, some of the patients that would have said no to in person said yes because it was in a virtual format. So.
And how was attendance this year compared to previous years? Did the digital format deter more people? Did it get more people involved?
So based on attendance, we kind of did things in two segments. We did the patient viewing portion, and then we did the webinar portion. And so with both of those, we had over 150 people in attendance, which is pretty consistent with what it's been for the in-person meetings.
Great. And did you get any feedback from the attendees, sort of what their thoughts on the format were? What were your thoughts on hosting it digitally?
I thought we pulled it off pretty well. The feedback that we got from the attendees from their evaluation forms was very positive, and that they appreciated the fact that we didn't cancel it. And they just appreciated the interesting cases. They liked the guest speaker, and it was overall very positive.
Good. All right, well, do either of you have anything else to add on this?
We had a great team. We had great faculty moderators, and all the residents did a great job with the rehearsals that we had. And I just think it went very well.
Perfect. Well, thank you both for taking the time to speak to me today. I'm sure our viewers will find this very interesting.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.